Well, I haven't made a social anxiety video for quite some time now. But I thought that maybe I might say a few things about it. I've suffered from this social anxiety disorder since I was 8 years old. It's caused me a lot of problems in my life growing up, trying to be in relationships, trying to have a family, putting a lot of pressure on my family, to a point where they're sick of it. They don't want to deal with me and my issues anymore. And having kids, trying to raise them on my own, I've had many problems with that, where people just expect you to be able to do certain things and you can't, and you have to depend on people for other certain things, and it's tough on them as well as yourself and everything. And a lot of people suffer from this, and I just got done watching a video that basically states that a lot of people with this mental disorder can get over it and through it and past it and move on and live a normal life. But there are those few that still remain that have a really hard time adjusting and dealing and being able to get over it and get past it. And I am basically one of those. And as much as I've accomplished in my life and things I have changed and things that I have made my life better to function in society for, all in all tends to be not enough, because I still can't hold a job, I still don't drive, so transportation is a really big issue for me, and it puts a lot of pressure on someone that I try to be friends with or family members that I would have to basically ask to take me to appointments and things. Recently found out that through my Medicaid I can be able to get rides to certain places as long as I have a note stating that I can't take the public transportation system, because currently in its state it's too complicated, it's too confusing, I would get lost, on top of the anxiety I have to deal with being on the bus. It'd be one thing if I had somebody with me that knew where they were going and knew how they ran and everything, then, you know, I could probably be able to make myself be okay long enough just to get through it. But that takes a lot of exhausting work in my behalf, mentally and everything and stuff. So living life, on the most part, I've made functional, but there are still those areas that remain that I still struggle with, I still have problems with, and I may continue to have that for many more years. I have no idea. And becoming a mother again after 15 years is going to be starting all over, and all those tough trials and errors again, and having to get a child to appointments and their shots done, and all through school again, and everything. You know, I have to start from scratch and hope that I can be able to get this child things that he needs and everything. My daughter only has 2 more years left before she graduates. My son's graduating this year in a couple months, and you know, then I gotta start all over, you know, with a new child and alone, and it's gonna be rough, but I'm more confident now than I was when I had my son, and then a couple years later or so I had my daughter and everything. So I'm not basically impounded with so much at once at a younger age. I'm a little bit older now, and I've done a lot to do changing in my life, in the ways I think, in the way I do things, how I react. So hopefully I can give this child, this boy, a better life than I was able to with my first son and my daughter, and everything. So hopefully I can get through this. I'm pretty sure I can. It's just going to take a lot of faith and a lot of understanding from people around me and things. What's good is that I feel that I have a support system now, and before I didn't feel like I had anybody, except for being pushed and rushed and people just telling me, just why can't you snap out of your stuff and live a normal life. And it's just not that simple. There's a lot of stuff you have to tell your own head, and most of the time it just doesn't listen to you. You just hit that roadblock, that brick wall that you just can't seem to get around, and makes life really tough and rough on you, as well as your friends and family who are trying to help you, and it's like you don't know how to take their help. Instead, you look at it as an attack, and you try to rebel, you try to protect yourself, and it actually just makes you retract and withdraw deeper into yourself, and it even takes even longer for you to get your life together because you're getting pushed too hard. Then again, it's hard to know on each person on how much to push, how little is not enough, because then you just end up worse either way. So it's a learning experience, not just for them but for you, and you both have to kind of be open-minded and try new things even though you don't want to, even if it's just a little bit. If you have to, basically you need to force yourself to do little things and to do things in life to help you get past them or through them, or to help you deal and cope with them better. Because basically, if your friends and family try to suggest to you things, you don't want to follow it because you're scared and you're not ready. So when you feel ready enough, then you need to do something about it. And hopefully you have enough understanding people around you and a good support system to help you out and make things easier on you. So, keep that in mind. Just those are some tips I have. Basically, you're just going to have to take one day at a time and try and get through each day, and maybe do something positive each day. Turn anything that you might see negatively and try to find a positive to it, just to live a better life and stuff, and to make yourself happy. And sometimes don't care what other people think about you, because it just holds you back. And I know that there's going to be those days that you're just going to be overwhelmed anyway, and it's just not going to help. You hear something and you freak out, something's going on, and you just don't know how to deal with it properly, and so things get out of hand. But all in all, try to branch out, reach out to somebody. Try not to be so scared, and maybe put yourself in social situations. You don't always have to talk, because that's the main thing that our fear is based upon, is talking and sounding stupid and stuff. So if you just surround yourself in a setting where there's a lot of people, and if somebody comes up and talks to you, then you can talk to them, and it's like a one-on-one thing, and it's easier. And in time, if you surround yourself in the same setting all the time, then you kind of become friends with certain people, because they continue to come talk to you and everything, and it helps out a great deal. So even if it's just like a cafe that you want to sit in, or something in a group setting, wherever you might find that in your area where you live and everything, and it might help you out tremendously. And just keep an open mind, keep suggestions in mind, and when you feel ready to take those suggestions, give it a try. But you're the one that's going to have to force yourself to do what you need to do in your life, because other people trying to is just going to put too much overwhelming pressure on you, and you're just going to have to try to set that aside and say, I'm not ready yet. When I am, I will do what I can to follow your advice. But you just got to let those people know that you're not helping me right now. You're making things worse. I will keep it in consideration, though, and I will think about it, and I will see what I can do. I need it to soak in for a while. I can't do it right this minute. I can't do it right away. But, maybe in some time, I'll feel ready to do it. Just keep, reminding me from time to time, not every day, not every minute, but, maybe once a month or something, say, hey, have you given any more thought to what I suggested and stuff? Those little subtle pushings might help. Instead of saying, well, are you going to do it or not? That is just going to sit there and say, no, I'm not going to. If you're going to be that way, So you need to let others know kind of how you're feeling, and let them know kind of how you're doing, so that you can be able to adapt and adjust to things that they may suggest for you, so that you can be able to function better in your life. The earlier you do it, the younger you do it, the more beneficial it's going to be, because the longer you wait, the harder it is, and the longer it's going to take for you to basically backtread and try to fix what damage is being done. And in your head and in your mind is going to be able to process it, better and faster if you get on top of it. The sooner the better. Sometimes maybe, if you're housebound, kind of, maybe just sitting outside on a chair, just to enjoy the nice air, the warm air in the summer and stuff. I know it's harder in the winter time to do things like that, but spring and summer is coming up, and, it's a good time just to get out, sit out, and hey, if somebody comes by and talks to you, just, say hi, Every little thing helps in a way, even if you may not think it does, And eventually, if saying hi is just really difficult, the more you say it to somebody, then, within weeks and months, you notice that your anxiety level's gone down a little bit, and you're able to say hi and not feel so awkward and not so clammy and, and hot and nervous and stuff like that. So, just keep a positive mind. Try to stay positive. Try to stay out of being depressed, because that just makes it 10 times worse. If anything, find at least one good friend that you can confide in and be able to talk to and share your thoughts without them, being able to turn you down and make you feel rejected. So, hang in there, everybody. Things do get easier one day at a time. So, I think I'll end this video now, and hope you all have a great day.